Hey, welcome back. And today I'd like to talk to you about this. Now, this is a brand new product from a company that I reviewed something for you before a long time ago. The company name is VAVA, V-A-V-A, VAVA. And this is their brand new 2K webcam. Right off the bat, you can see right here, you do get a lens cover or privacy cover. On either side, I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up, but there's going to be two little pinholes. Now those are noise filtering microphones. That's what they claim. Not noise canceling, but noise filtering. It has auto low light correction, uses 5 megapixels. You get a 75-degree field of view. It has autofocus, and like I said, it's USB 2.0, and it's compatible with Windows XP and up, also the Mac OS 10.10 and up, Android 5.0 and up, and Chrome OS. Now, it does tilt a little bit side to side, and it does pan up and down a little bit. You can rotate it 360 degrees if you very well like. And it comes with what seems like pretty much the standard type mount right there, where, you know, like this little lip right there will be up against the monitor, and then you would use this part to kind of leverage it to lock it into place. And there is some really nice rubber on the inside, so I mean it's almost completely covered with it, so it's not going to mess anything up. And on the very bottom, this little circle here is a tripod mount. So if you don't want to put it on your monitor, you would rather have it on a tripod, you could do that too. The cable length is 2 meters or 6.5 feet long. And pretty much I've been using this for a good couple of weeks now, and after I show you this in action, I'll get back to you with my final thoughts. Okay, what you're seeing right now is the VAVA 2K webcam at its highest resolution. You're also hearing everything through the built-in microphones. Now, I'm just about 3 feet away from the microphone, which really isn't ideal. Really, you should be more like this, which is about a good 2 feet, slightly more than 2 feet away. You really don't want to get this close. That's kind of, I don't know. You guys probably don't want to see this ugly mug this close, do you? But just look at the autofocus come in, and you can see my stubble. You can see how many gray hairs I have. I think the autofocus works pretty good, doesn't it? As a matter of fact, let's see. There you go. The autofocus works pretty darn well, if you ask me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put it to 1080p, but 60 frames a second, then 1080p, 30 frames a second, just so you can see what those resolutions look like as well. Give me a second. Okay, so this is the VAVA 2K webcam. That's a mouthful to say. But at 1080p, 60 frames a second. And as you can see, I look a lot closer. Believe it or not, I am still now the 3 feet away from the camera like I was with the 2K resolution. For some odd reason, when you put it in 1080p 60, it tends to crop in or zoom in like this. And to be honest, I don't know how to get out of this. By the way, I am just using the built-in camera app in Microsoft or into the Windows operating system, because let's face it, that's all most people are ever going to use, is something very simple. And since Zoom and Skype is kind of very similar, yes, you may have a little bit more adjustments in there, but most people it's just basically up and go, plug it in, get ready and go. I mean, I could use OBS, but a lot of people don't know how to use OBS, and there is a bit of a learning curve for that, and a lot of people don't necessarily have the time to learn it. So that's why I'm using just a camera app. If this looks really good in this basic app, then it's going to look fantastic in something like OBS. All right, be right back. Let me show you what 1080p 30 frames a second looks like. Okay, right now you are seeing the VAVA 2K webcam in 1080p 30 frames a second using the camera app that's built into Windows. And this is what it looks like. And as you can tell, I'm zoomed back out like I was in the 2K setting, just like that. But for some reason, when you hit 1080p 60 frames a second, it tends to zoom in. And once again, let's see how well. Yeah, the autofocus works really, really well, even in 1080p. Yes, it's not as fast as, say, a big mirrorless camera or, a full-size camera, but it works really well. You got to admit it. And this is all in on a USB 2.0 port, not the 3.0 port. I don't think it'll make much of a difference, but all right, I'll be right back. Let me get it back up to the highest setting for one last little test. Okay, we are back at the 1440 30 frames a second resolution right now. Basically the highest resolution that this camera has and that I can set in the camera app. Now, it is about 20 minutes to 7 at night here in Michigan. We got some nice clouds overhead. There isn't a whole lot of sunlight coming inside, so I do have my window over there open, the blinds are open, and the blinds are open on this window. And I only have a 60 watt lamp on in that corner. Also, if you notice, my background is moving a little bit. That's because I have my ceiling fan on as well. I want to know, at 3 feet away from the camera, is it picking up the noise from the ceiling fan? And if so, is it picking it up more than my voice, or is my voice actually drowning out that noise? Now, of course, like I said, you'd probably want to get like right about here, which is really about 2 feet from the camera. So right now what you should be listening for as I'm talking is the sound of the ceiling fan. I'm going to stay quiet for a couple of seconds just for maybe to see if that will come over the microphones. Okay, so did you hear the ceiling fan in the microphones or not? Alrighty, this concludes the final test and visual and audio sample for you. Let's get to my final thoughts. Wait a minute. Okay, let's get back to my final thoughts. Alrighty, you've seen it in action, and I hope it was a good demonstration for you. I really do like the high resolution of this camera. It really does make everything nice and pin sharp. The only quirk of this camera that I, in a way, didn't care for was if you were to turn the resolution down to 1080p at 60 frames per second. Seems like it cropped in and it got you a lot closer. That I didn't care for, because also when you went down to 1080p 30 frames a second, it popped you back out to the normal frame or field of view, and it's really weird. I don't know what that's all about, but that's the only quirk. But to be honest with you, even at 1080p 60 frames a second, yes, you're going to be, it'll be a lot closer, so you may have to move the camera a little bit further away from you. I still think this camera performs very, very well. Actually, I would actually have to say, out of all of the webcams so far that I reviewed on this channel, by far, the VAVA 2K webcam, this one here, is the best webcam that I have personally reviewed. I like the resolution it comes with. I even like how the microphone sounded. There's not much not to hate about it. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, than the other ones that I reviewed for you. But in the long run, it's still a lot cheaper than some of these $100 ones, or even an $80 camera some of us can't afford. Now, I was able to get this only off of the VAVA website. And when I got it, they actually had it on sale. So maybe go to the VAVA website, put in your email, and maybe they'll give you a nice little discount, or maybe this camera will go back on sale and you can get it for a really good price, like I did. Alrighty, so basically, do I recommend you getting the VAVA 2K webcam? Well, if your budget will allow it, yes, I highly suggest you get it. Otherwise, you could get the Cyber Acoustics one I did for you before, or the Fifine, what is it, the 432 I believe it was, webcam. Those two are great alternative webcams other than this one. This one is my number one webcam, the Fifine 432 I believe it is. Would be my second choice, and then the Cyber Acoustics would be my third choice in webcams for you to get. The Rapoo is actually in fourth place, but not by much. I mean, it comes very, very close to the Cyber Acoustics webcam, but I like the colorization of the Cyber Acoustics webcam a lot better than the Rapoo. I didn't have to do a lot of adjustments with the Cyber Acoustics, but with the Rapoo I had to kind of do a little bit more. Not taking away from the Rapoo, it's still a great webcam. But the VAVA 2K webcam is definitely the winner. So yes, I highly recommend you get it. Yes, it does cost more, pretty much double, a little bit more than double than some of the other cameras I reviewed for you, but it's worth every penny. It's going to be something that's going to last a long time. You're going to love it. Not only is it great for the Zoom and Skype calls, but hey, if you're an aspiring YouTube, creator, you can get this webcam and maybe use it to do some YouTube videos to start you off with. A lot cheaper alternative than buying a full-sized camera. But that's it. The VAVA 2K webcam, definitely worth getting. And if you liked this video, please give it that thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget about the notification bell. It would really help me out a lot if you were to share this video and maybe a few more of my other ones on all of your social media sites. Well, until the next video, you, your friends, your family, and of course, let's not forget about your pets. All of you have a great day. We'll see you down the road in the next video. Take care.